Now let's see this question. If a certain distance is covered with a speed of x kilometers per hour and another distance with a speed of y kilometers per hour, but the time interval for both the journeys is being the same, then what is the average speed for the whole journey? So they are saying that if you are going to cover some distance with x kilometers per hour and some other distance, this distance and distance need not be constant, same. So some distance is covered at x kilometers per hour and other distance is covered at y kilometers per hour. But what happens is, what they are trying to say is, the time taken to cover this distance at this speed is equal to the time taken to cover this distance, with this speed. So you can assume that, let's say the time taken to cover for this entire distance is t hours. Then they are saying that the time taken to cover the next distance is also t hours, right? So how is it possible if two distances are different? How can we cover the two distances at the same time? Then definitely the speeds are different, right? If you are traveling at different speeds, then you will be able to do this. Okay, now from this they are asking us the average speed. So as I told you that average speed might not be the averages of the given speeds in all the cases, but it might be in some cases. But it's always better to go with the approach of total distance divided by total time, right? Okay, now in this question only given parameters are x and y, nothing else. Therefore your answer should also be expressed in terms of x and y, right? So you cannot use some other parameters like t. So t is a parameter which I introduced, so by the final answer you are supposed to cancel it out, right? Or if you assume that the initial distance is d1 and the next distance is d2, I can find out the total distance is d1 plus d2 and the total time is d1 by x and d2 by x, but then in that case I will not be able to cancel out d1 and d2. That is why let me use this. So what is it? I am using the speed x and y that are given in the question, and I have introduced only one parameter t. So when I have only one parameter, it will be easy for me to cancel it out, right, instead of using two parameters. Okay, now what is the total average speed in any case? Average speed in any case equal to total distance divided by total time. Now total distance I want to express in terms of speed and time. So in this case, what is the distance covered? If x is the speed and t is the time, then it is nothing but x into t, right? And in this case, what is the distance covered? Y into t. So this is the total distance covered. And now what is the total time? T here and t here, therefore it is 2t. So now if you see this, cancelling out t is easy, got it? So you are going to get the answer in terms of the initial parameters given, so x and y, without using any new parameters, right? Therefore here in this case average speed happened to be x plus y by 2. Now if you observe this is the only case in which average speed is equal to the actual averages of the speeds. So why did this happen? So this will happen under the condition that if some speed is used for some time and some other speed is used for the same time, only under that condition, which means whenever time is constant you can cancel out the times, therefore you are going to see that it is a average. It is not just for this case where you have only 2 points, 2 speeds. It can be applied to any number of speeds. For example, if they say that we are going to travel t hours, first with x, second with y, third with z kilometers per hour, then what will be the average speed? In this case, if you try to find out the average speed using the same method, total distance by total time, total distance is going to be x into t plus y into t plus z into t, right? And the total time is going to be 3t, right? Again, if you see it, x plus y plus z by 3, which is again the average of these 3. Right? It can even be extended to n cases. If you have n speeds, all the speeds are used for equal amount of time, then the average speed is going to be a plus b plus so on plus n speeds divided by n. Got it? Okay. Now if you want to see a question on this, how the questions will be asked is, they will say that we are covering some distance, right? And then we are covering some other distance. Let us say, they say the first speed is 10 kilometers per hour and we have covered a distance of 60 kilometers, and in the second case we are covering we are taking 160 kilometers per hour, right? And the distance covered is 120 kilometers. Now if you observe it, the distances are different, speeds are different, but if you see this, the time taken in both the cases will be same. Why? 60 kilometers per hour, we are covering 60 kilometers. So how much time does it take? 1 hour. Here also 120 kilometers we have, and we are trying to cover 120 kilometers per hour. So how much time does it take? 1 hour. So in both the cases, the time is constant, and in that case, we can find out the average speed as the average of these two speeds, right? Therefore, in this case, what happens to the average of this entire journey from here to here and here to here? Average speed equal to 60 plus 120 by 2. See, I applied this only after knowing that, this case time is constant, right? So otherwise, if you had not known this, then how would you solve it? Directly take total distance divided by total time. So what is the total distance here? 60 plus 120 divided by total time. So if you find out the total time, here you get 1 and here you get 1. Again you are going to get 2. Got it? Okay, now what is the answer here? So it is 180 divided by 2. So 90 kilometers per hour is the answer. Got it? Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%. But all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities, but whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.